Hey guys, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home. Today we're going to talk about a topic that a lot of people ask me questions about, and there seems to be a lot of confusion about, and that is region coding and region-free players and region-free Blu-rays and 4Ks. So we're going to dive into that in this video today. Hey guys, so thanks for coming back to the channel. Make sure that you are subscribed. If you like Blu-ray, 4K, home theater, collecting, movie collecting, you're going to really like this channel. I'd appreciate you subscribing. Like this video so other people can get this knowledge who may not be a follower on the channel. And also let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions. So today we're going to talk about region coding. And region coding has been around for a while. And what it basically is it's sort of a copyright protection, marketing, sales tool. It basically locks down a DVD or a Blu-ray to a specific region. Now, to first understand region coding and region locking, it's important to understand what the different regions are. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to focus on Blu-ray. That's primarily what I collect. DVD, I believe, has a couple more regions. I think they go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But Blu-ray is just A, B, and C. We have 3 regions. So as I pull up the map here, here's what you need to know about regions and understanding what each letter corresponds to on the world map. Region A is going to be primarily North America, also Japan and some of the Asian countries over on that side of the world. Region B is going to be more focused on the European countries, most of Europe, and Australia. And Region C is kind of up in Russia and in some of those countries over on that side of the world. So, I mean, you can see it all from the map. I'm no geography expert, but that basically will tell you sort of, where each region breaks down to. So the most popular titles you're probably going to see as a collector are either Region A, Region B, or region free. So if you have a region A title, that means that it can only be played on players that are region A compatible. If you buy a region B title, it can only be played on players that are region B compatible. This means that if you live in the United States and you have a typical standard Blu-ray player and you buy a region B locked movie from Europe, you most likely will not be able to play that on your Blu-ray player. Now, there is the odd case where some region B locked movies that display a region B lock on the case are actually region free. The best way to kind of determine this, I've found, is to go look up the movie on Blu-ray.com. On Blu-ray.com, you can filter by which country you're buying the movie from. So if you're getting it from the UK, if you're getting it from Australia, if you're buying it from Italy, France, wherever, you can look up that listing, and there are usually some user reviews which will tell you, hey, this is region free. And once Blu-ray.com kind of confirms that, they put it in the listing. I'll show you that here. So that's one way to make sure. The other way is sort of guesswork, right? When something says it's region locked, there is a small chance that it's region free. But for the most part, I would not trust that unless you have the Blu-ray.com listing telling you, and users across the world telling you, yes, in fact, this can be played on any Blu-ray player. So the way to identify if you're in a store is to look on the back of the case. You can also do this in any movies in your collection. And on the back of most cases, not every Blu-ray case, some of the cheaper indie titles don't include this, but on most of them, you'll see a little symbol with an A, a B, a C, or an ABC. If you see the A, that's region A locked. If you see the B, that's region B locked. C, region C locked. And A, B, and C together in sort of a triangle, that means that that is a region-free title which can be played anywhere in the world. Now, a lot of this confusion seems to come down to multiple labels which sell in different countries. So Arrow Video is a big one I get a lot of questions about. This is an Arrow Video US title. On the back of the case, it has an A. It's region A locked. They probably, I don't know about this title for sure, but there's a good chance they also sell this in the UK and it's region B locked. Now, it's not a one-to-one because there's different rights issues, but just because you see something from Arrow Video does not mean you can play it in the US. You really need to make sure that either that UK Arrow Video title is region free, which you can find on Blu-ray.com and other forums, or you need to buy the US version. And I've had a lot of people say they got great deals on an Arrow Video sale from arrowvideo.com, which is in the UK. They get them shipped to the US and they can't play them. Vice versa, same thing. People buying Criterion Collection movies that are in the US get them to the UK or to Europe and cannot play them because they're region A locked. So you really need to do your research before you start buying international movies. Now the great thing is that this applies only to Blu-ray and DVD. This does not apply to 4K. So any 4K movie you buy will be region free. That's one of the great things about 4K, is that no matter where the disc is manufactured, you can't region lock the 4K disc. Now, I suppose you probably could, but they're not doing it. So for example, I just purchased The Elephant Man from JB Hi-Fi in Australia. I don't know when I'll get that, because I think Nemo's got to take it and it goes through the ocean, and I don't know, it said it was going to take like 3 months.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
Some pelican picks it up, brings it over here, and it's like Finding Nemo. I don't know how this movie ends up getting to me from Australia. It's kind of the opposite of Finding Nemo because they're trying to get to Australia. But like, I don't know, some stork is dropping it off in 3 months, I guess. But either way, I was able to buy the movie, and it's a 4K disc, and that means the 4K disc will be region free. The only caveat is that it comes with a Blu-ray disc, which a lot of special features are on in many cases, and in a lot of cases the 4K disc will be region free, but the Blu-ray disc that accompanies it will be region locked. So you just have to kind of accept that. I accepted the fact because I actually don't have a region-free player. I never invested in one. We'll talk about that in a second. I've accepted the fact that I'll be able to watch the 4K disc, but not the Blu-ray disc at this time, and that's okay because I really just wanted the movie on 4K, and I found a good deal on it. So that kind of breaks down region coding and what you need to watch out for. Ultimately, it's a thing of the past at this point, which is great, but a lot of it had to do with rights issues. A lot of it had to do with sales and wanting to sell this particular copy overseas and not in the US, and marketing and the markets in those regions. There's a whole bunch that I'm sure goes into each release. That's why you'll see some stuff that comes out on Criterion in the US can't be released on the Criterion UK label. Arrow Video UK can't be released on the Arrow Video US label. There's lots of rights issues between countries to who has the rights to distribute the home media, physical media versions of many movies. Now, when people talk about going region-free or buying a region-free Blu-ray player, what that means is that they're buying a Blu-ray player which is able to read A, B, and C region discs. By purchasing one of these players, you're essentially opening up your world of Blu-ray to the entire world. You're no longer limited to a specific region. You no longer need to even look up whether a title's region-free or not, because your player will be able to play it. Now, these are sort of tricky to find, and actually one of the best websites is a smaller known electronics distributor called 220 Electronics. They have an entire section on their website dedicated to 4K and Blu-ray region-free players. And you may ask, why do you need a 4K region-free player if 4K is already region-free? And that's for the Blu-ray discs. So you can buy a 4K player that is region-free that can play any region Blu-ray disc, while region-free is also true for all 4K. So it gets a little confusing, but their website gives you a good breakdown of which region-free players are available. Now, they're usually a little bit more pricey. They're, maybe a Blu-ray player is $100, where you could get a similar Blu-ray that's region locked for $50. The 4K players are definitely a little more expensive, but there are options out there, and it does open you up to a new world of collecting where you can literally collect from anywhere in the world. So if you're looking for a region-free player, again, I would definitely check out the forums on Blu-ray.com. There's multiple places where they talk about region-free players, and definitely check out 220 Electronics, because of all the websites out there, even big ones, Best Buy, Amazon, eBay, your best bet is to go to 220 Electronics. And I don't know them. They're not sponsoring this video. They've just been very well known for that specific niche in the market for a very long time. So ultimately, what region coding comes down to is really paying attention to the disc you're buying, making sure you do your research, and if you just want to buy a region-free player, go for it and you'll have no issues. But you do need to pay attention. Without a region-free player, as to which version of the movie you're buying. Make sure you read reviews, make sure you check listings, make sure if you're in the store you look on the back of it. Some used stores, even if you go to Bull Moose, they may have Region B locked Blu-rays in there. If you go to an FYE, if you go to a Newberry Comics, if you go to your local Family Video or used video store, you need to be careful with what you're buying, because you just don't know what people are trading in. It could be region locked, it could be Region B locked Arrow title that you think is a US title and you pick it up and you can't play it. So just make sure, especially on those premium releases where there are multiple distributors across the world, that you're checking and doing the region check on the back of all those discs. So that is about it. That's the basics of region coding. It was definitely a very annoying thing on Blu-ray that you couldn't buy from anywhere in the world without having a region-free player. But that's one of the other benefits of 4K, is that we now have availability to any 4K release anywhere in the world. So just another reason, in my opinion, to upgrade to 4K, because you do open yourself up to a larger world of collecting where you can get exclusives like I did from Australia that otherwise I would not have been able to purchase on standard Blu-ray, because I don't have a region-free player. I've just never invested in it. I've just been able to always find what I wanted and done my research, and so I never had a real issue, especially as I'm moving into 4K movies. I never had a real reason to buy one, but plenty of people out there have them and love them and have told me for years I need one. So it is something I would recommend as a serious collector. Although I don't have it myself, it's probably a good investment if you're really serious and want to pick up every single release that you can from across the world. It's a decent investment. So thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. This was a brief overview of what region coding is, what to look out for, where you can buy these players, different reasons for region coding. Hopefully that was helpful. It answers a lot of questions out there. I know it's a bit basic if you've been collecting for 5 or 10 years, but the great thing about this hobby and this industry right now is that I think a lot of people in the last few months or the last year, as 4K TVs have become more popular and people have started to see the issues with streaming and how many services you need to sign up for, I think a lot of people are moving over to physical media again. And so I get a lot of questions from new collectors, and I know that this is pretty basic if you've been doing it for years, but I want to cater to the new audience as well to grow their interest and let them know some of the sort of roadblocks and things to look out for while they're collecting. So I appreciate you bearing with me if this is something you definitely know about, but for all you new collectors out there, hopefully this was helpful. Maybe you learned something new even as a veteran collector, but definitely let me know in the comments if you have any questions. You can always follow me on Instagram and DM me on there, ask me any questions, and of course check out all the other links in my description. I'll have links to 220 Electronics, so you can go check them out for their players, and there's a bunch of other Amazon and Lustre links down there, so make sure you check those out. Make sure you're subscribed and like the video so we can share this knowledge, and I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day today, and I'll talk to you very soon.